Hi, Blake again from Florida Orienteering, talking about using the SplitsBrowser and Livelox tools for orienteering training. In earlier videos I've talked about how to use these tools to execute specific tasks in post-game analysis of your run on a particular course in order to figure out what you did wrong and how to correct it. But I want to take a moment and step back from that a moment and kind of talk about where the value in all of this comes from and how to improve it. When you look at the tools we've been talking about, the SplitsBrowser tool, for example, this entire display that you see here with the tracks going down and being able to figure out where the big drops are, that's predicated on there being a block of other people out there, a database of other runs on that same course and splits times on each control for you to compare yourself to. Right? The whole idea of this being a particular leg on which I had a big drop, that conclusion wouldn't even be possible without knowing that there were other people who did that same exact leg and did it faster than me. Right? So being able to zero in on that as a problem for me and fixing that problem in my orienteering skills is predicated on there being a database of other people doing this course and this same leg for me to compare myself to. Same thing in Livelox. When I look at the Livelox display in there, there's absolutely value in me looking at just my own track, nobody else's, and figuring out leg by leg what I might have done different or better. Serious orienteers have been doing exactly that kind of analysis for years, and there's absolutely value in it. But when I add the ability to look at other people's tracks who did that same leg and did it differently and came in faster than me, that takes the information to a whole new level, because it lets me not only see what the alternatives are to what I did, but exactly how much time they would have shaved off if I had used the tactics that those other people used. So having this database of other tracks doing the same legs and courses as me has way more value than just looking at my own track by itself. So what I'm trying to get at here is that the training resource that we have here grows in depth and usefulness the more data that we put into it. The more splits times we get from the finger sticks, the more GPS tracks we get from the Livelox app and smartphones and such, the deeper and richer this resource becomes for everyone's training. And I want to talk about that for a moment, because this is kind of a new thing in the world of orienteering. I want to talk about for a second the current traction of this technology. There's about 90 orienteering clubs out there in the United States. Only 15% or less offer a tool for GPS track analysis. The tool that used to be used for that, the kind of old standard for it over the last few years, is a tool called RouteGadget. There's two versions of it. We're on the second one. We've been using it for about a year or so. But even that older tool, only about 12 clubs in the whole US offer it. Livelox, we are the first club in North America to offer it. So that's the brand new thing. And the thing is that even at clubs that offer this technology, participation in it is very poor. And the reason for that has to do with the fact that prior to Livelox, you had to have a dedicated GPS logger in order to record a track. So there was a financial barrier to entry as well as a technological one. You have to buy the logger and you have to know how to use it. So typically people would use it only infrequently. Take the Georgia Orienteering Club as an example. This is one of our nearby clubs. Some of you have orienteered at some of their events, and I pulled this from their website. They use RouteGadget. They're one of the 12 clubs in the country that offers it, and this is data from their 2016 JROTC Championship event. They had about 300 starts at that event, and as you can see here, 13 tracks were recorded on GPS loggers for that event and put into RouteGadget. That's 4% participation in the use of GPS logging. Similarly, here's another one, Rocky Mountain Orienteering. I visited them early in 2016, did an event out there. This is a screenshot from their RouteGadget site for their Orienteering Fest that they did in July. Big event, one of their biggest events of the year. And here you see 147 starts, 15 tracks, 10% participation, roughly. And you can actually drill out even farther than that. The Route Gadget tool itself has a website in which it totals up all of the instances in which it's installed all over the world. And you can see there, in all of the time that Route Gadget 2 has been out, they've used it for about 7,000 events, roughly 1.2 million starts, 142,000 tracks recorded, aggregate 12% participation. That's worldwide, right? And outside the US, over in Europe, orienteering is much bigger than it is here. It's a much bigger deal. Lots more people do it. People are more serious about it. Even there, the participation in this technology is just shockingly poor relative to the value of it. So the thing is, participation is the key. The more people who record the tracks and who share them, the more valuable this resource becomes for the entire community. And I'm counting on you, the people watching this video. You are the forward-thinking early adopters, the people who can start using this and bring it to more general use. And as I mentioned before, the game changer in this is the availability of a tool like Livelox that lets the GPS log recording be done by any garden variety smartphone. Any Apple or Android smartphone can run that application. It's an orienteering legal technology because it shows you nothing in the field. So you can record the GPS log in the phone. You can't cheat with it. There's nothing you can get from that application out in the field. And this is what's going to bring this technology into the mainstream in the next few years. And we have kind of a unique opportunity here to be on the bleeding edge of adoption of this technology and the use of it. As I said, we're the first club in North America to use Livelox. I know that because the product didn't contain North American coordinate systems until I emailed the designers in Sweden and asked for them. So I know for a fact this is brand new. It's like wide open territory, and we have the opportunity to lead the way in North America to the adoption of this technology. So I really hope that if you've looked through these videos, you see the value in it, and you'll join us in participating in every event that you go to. I'm going to put another video up that describes how to set up your Livelox account, install the app on your phone, get it ready to use. It's super easy, it's free, and there's really no reason why everybody shouldn't be doing it. It's so helpful. And I'll do all that in another video, give the instructions in another video, so it's kind of concise and separate from everything else. But please do consider that. It's such a tremendous resource, and it's like having lots of people collect this data. It's like getting the answer key to the test, because having every person who runs a course is like a live experiment in how to do each leg as the best way possible. And every answer helps, right? You don't have to be a top orienteer to contribute. You don't have to be a top finisher to contribute. As we saw in the SplitsBrowser display, even the people who are the top finishers have their bad legs. And even people who finish in the middle of the pack or even the bottom of the pack, they have one control that they really shined on, and you have an opportunity there to contribute to the training of everyone who ran that course. So don't think that you have to be a star to do this. Everybody should do it, and the more people who do it, the more valuable the resource becomes to everyone, and the faster we can elevate the entire community in orienteering. So please consider it. Thanks.